Alrighty, in the last question we are going to do today, make sure you watch part 1 and part 2 to understand. Remember, I'm taking these big figures and I'm breaking them down into 2 familiar figures. And this figure right here, I have a figure on the bottom right here with these 2 circles. And then I also have a figure on top. You can use your imagination. And I need to decide what these 2 things are. And so my red figure, if I compare my red figure with something on my cheat sheet, right away I see cylinder. So my red figure is in fact a cylinder. And then my blue figure, if I look at my cheat sheet, you will find that that is a cone. And remember, I want to see the work for each individual piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase my blue figure so I can kind of see. I'm going to do the work with my cylinder first. First things first, I'm going to go to my cheat sheet and find out that the formula of a cylinder is pi r squared times h. And remember, pi is along for the ride. We're not going to use pi in our answer. Or we're not going to use pi in our calculator. Pi will just come along for the ride and it'll show up in our answer. And then r squared times h, r squared times h. Let's find that information. So I'm just looking at my red figure. My radius, remember my radius is that line that comes across. And I actually am given it. My radius is 9 squared times h, which I have my height. Actually, the height of this figure is 15. So 15. And then if I go to my calculator and do 9 squared times 15, I'm going to get pi times 1,215. So 9 squared times 15 will give me 1,215. And then our answer, we formulate nicely, 1,215 pi. We're going to rearrange these. Pi always goes after your answer. And don't mind this. This is part 2's answer. So don't mind this. 1,215 pi. And then my units is centimeters cubed. All right. So I'm going to hold on to that. And then I'm going to go do the work for my cone. Now I'm going to erase what I have in red so I can focus only on my cone. And my cone is here. And the first thing I'm going to do is write down the formula for a cone. So using my cheat sheet that you should be using, it's going to be 1/3 pi r squared times h. And I'm going to go ahead and look at this information. The 1/3 I'm going to do at the end. So 1/3 and the pi are going to stay. And I'm going to go clean up what my r squared times h is. So I'm going to go look at my cone, and my radius starts in the center of my circle and goes to the edge. So I kind of outlined where it should be, but in order to know how long this is, I need to look at the information given. From here to here is 9 centimeters, and these look to be about the same. So this radius is also going to be 9. The top and bottom of my cylinder are the same circle. So if this bottom is 9, then this top is 9. And the top of my cylinder is the same as the bottom of my cone. So that has to be a radius of 9 squared times my height of my cone itself. My height of my cone is 12. And so 9 squared times 12 will put me at 972. So I have 1/3 pi 972. So 9 squared times 12 is 972. Now I'm going to apply this 1/3. So I'm going to divide that by 3, or you can take 972 and multiply it by 1/3. And that is going to give me 324 pi. So 1/3 times 972 is 324. Then my pi comes along at the end, centimeters cubed. And then my last thing that I need to do is add these 2 together. So I'm going to end up adding those. So 1,215 pi plus 324. And I'm just going to add the numbers and put the pi at the end again. So 1,215 plus 324 is 1,539. And the pi's just come along centimeters cubed. So pi is along